Hello everyone, myself Namrata Thakur, Senior Lecturer in Computer Department at Pravin Patil Polytechnic Bhinder East. Welcome to the third part of the first chapter, Overview of an Operating System. I have already posted the two videos, part 1 and part 2 of the same chapter. Kindly go through it again to revise your concept of the OS. From this video, the student will able to understand the different types of OS, command line based OS, GUI based OS, and the difference between them along with the example and advantages and disadvantages. In previous video, that is part 2, I have already discussed the type of OS, that is the real-time OS, multi-programming OS, multitasking OS, along with the different examples, advantages and disadvantages. In this video, we are going to talk about the next type, that is multiprocessor system, distributed system and time sharing OS. Now, multiprocessor system. Let's start with the next type of operating system, multiprocessor system. As the name suggests, multiprocessor. Multiple processor inside one system. That is, whenever a system consists of multiple CPU or multiple processor inside only a single system, that system is called as a multiprocessor system. You can see over here it uses more than one, that is multiple processor within one system. It is also known as a tightly coupled system or parallel system. Why the name given as a tightly coupled or parallel system? Because as shown in this figure, there are multiple CPUs are connected within only one system and they are going to act as a one unit or they are going to perform the task parallelly. Therefore, it is called as a parallel system or tightly coupled system. As seen in this figure, all CPU, there are multiple CPU connected over here. They are going to share only one memory. Therefore, the multiple processor within one system share the common clock, bus, memory, etc. But obvious, if we are connecting the multiple CPU in one system, it will increase the output of the system as well as it provides the higher computing power and the speed. Therefore, multiple processor system is used to increase the output of the system. What are the different types of multiprocessor system? There are basically two types of multiprocessor system. First one is a symmetric multiprocessing and second one is a asymmetric multiple processing. As you can see over here, in symmetric multiprocessing, each processor has assigned a particular task. That means each processor is capable of performing some specific task. It is same like a peer-to-peer network in computer network or computer system. Students, you have already learned the peer-to-peer concept in a computer network. In peer-to-peer network, each computer has an equal priority and each one is capable of doing some specific task. In the symmetric multiprocessing also, there are multiple processors inside one computer system and each processor perform a specific task, each one having the equal priority. There is a no master to control the other processor. Everyone is doing its own task. There is no controller over here. The second type is asymmetric multiprocessing. In asymmetric multiprocessing, as shown in this figure, there are n number of processors are connected with each other. But in case of asymmetric multiprocessing system, it will act as a client server. That is, there is one master controller or master processor who is going to control all other processors inside the computer system. Each processor performs the specific task assigned to it. But the presence of master A master processor is used to control the other processor in the system. It follows the master slave relationship, or as I said before, it will perform the task same like a client server model in the computer network. The advantages and disadvantages of this particular system is multiple CPUs are connected with each other. Therefore, it will increase the throughput. Throughput in the sense the output of the system. Economy of scale. Within one system, you are attaching the different CPU. Therefore, you don't need to hire or don't need to buy the multiple system to attach the multiple processor. And also, it shares all the resources like memory, clock, bus, etc. Therefore, it is result in economy of scale. Increase reliability. Consider the situation if there are 5 CPUs connected with each other in one system. If one CPU get fail, but obvious the system will get if affect, but the system won't stop completely. The other processors are there to take charge of that things. Therefore, it results in increased reliability. The disadvantages of system expensive. As you can imagine, multiple processors within one system. It will result in the complexity as well as it will result in higher cost. So it will become a expensive one. The complexity is more and to manage everything over here because one system consists of multiple CPU which are going to share the memory, IO bus, clock, etc. Therefore, more memory is required. The next type of OS is distributed OS. The another name for distributed OS is a loosely coupled. In case of multiprocessor, it is tightly coupled because multiple processors within one system. But in case of distributed, it is called as a loosely coupled because it is also having the collection of different CPU, but it is in a different system. Therefore, the distributed system it is a collection of independent systems that don't share the memory. Collection of independent system but obviously results in multiple CPU but they don't share the memory. For example, your internet. In internet also you are connecting the multiple CPU, multiple system with each other that act like only one unit but they don't share the memory. Each processor has its own memory in case of distributed OS. The processor communication can happen through the various connection communication line such as a high-speed buses or telephone line. And there are no type in this case as 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 multiprocessor system. Depending upon the requirement, it will act as a client server or peer-to-peer. What are the advantages and disadvantages of the distributed system? In distributed system, we can easily manage the resources or we can easily share the resources. As I said, internet is the best example of distributed system. We are connecting the pieces in a network and we can easily share the printer. Printer sharing concept you have already learned in a computer network. So we can share the different resources attached to our computer system using distributed system. Computation speed increases as it is collection of independent computers. Reliability. As I discussed before, one computer fail doesn't mean that the overall system fail. It will not stop completely. It will only affect the system. Incremental growth is there as we are connecting the multiple processor within the different system. Disadvantages again it will result in high cost and the structure is a highly complex. The next one is a time sharing OS. Time sharing OS enable the various people located at various terminals to use the particular computer system at the same time. Time is shared. Time sharing OS, therefore, time is shared in this system. This is the extension to the an extension to the multi-programming. That means multiple tasks or multiple programs are executed, but processor time is shared among the multiple users simultaneously. The main difference between the multi-program based system and time sharing system is that multi-programming aims to maximize the processor use, whereas the time sharing is used to minimize the response time. Multiple jobs are executed by the CPU by switching between them, but switches occur so frequently, thus the user can receive the immediate response. For example, in transaction processing system, the processor execute each user program in a short burst or quantum of computation. That is, if n users are present, then each user can get a time quantum. When the user submit the command, the response time is in a few seconds at most. The computer systems that were designed primarily as a batch system have been modified to the time sharing system. So, in this, the time is shared among the multiple users. What are the advantages and disadvantages of the time sharing system? Time sharing system provide the advantages of quick response as the submission is done within the time. It avoids the duplication of software. It reduces the CPU idle time. Each coin has a two sides, so along with the advantages, we have a disadvantages too. It will increase the problem of reliability, questions of security, integrity of the user program and data, and it provides the problem of data communication also. Thank you. If you have any doubt, keep posting them. I will surely help to solve it. Thank you.